Well, we have almost 500 frames encoded, and I think we're live. It's time to say welcome to Done Deal.
Welcome to Done Deal. Wait, welcome to Done Deal.
Deep voice on the microphone.
Welcome to Done Deal. Nova Broadcasting, give Mod status back to Big Bam Boom, please.
Oh,
Only reason is because unless you, no, you know what? Don't give Mod status back. Just turn off slow mode if it's still on.
thank you. Welcome. Hi, everybody.
Okay. Slow
No,
mode is
no,
on.
Jip. I just threw on a sweater because I've got a fan on here and I'm starting to get a chill. So, I
90 degrees in her place, and she gets a chill.
no, it's not that warm now. It's probably only 80 something.
You want to see something awesome I just got?
Hmm.
No, I don't normally eat M&Ms, but look how big. Oh, wait a second. Look how big those M&Ms are. They're huge.
Okay.
They're like the size of quarters. No, I'm eating one. And they're really awesome. They're like the 26 650s of M&Ms.
Oh, I like the simile. Very nice.
Well, it is a vaping show, so I had to make it, vape related.
Oh, son of Sam, you're so bad. Let it go. It was funny. Um.
What did I miss?
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
Don't go there. So, welcome back. How's everybody's week? Joe, are you going to Vape Mania?
of
Joe
course I
Kaki
am. I'm
wants to.
headlining over there. Yep, I'm going to Vape Mania. I'm going to Vapapalooza next week. And then I'll be off to VaporCon in October. So, having my coffee and my chocolate. We're going to relax tonight here on Done Deal, where we're going to give you the latest and greatest in the deals from the VaporJoe's network, of both VaporJoe's Canada and VaporJoe's Original.
Indeed.
And talking of other things like Vaping Underground and other things like that. And we'll answer some questions. And hey, Tiger, do you know when our 1-year anniversary for Done Deal is? Do you know?
Truthfully, Joe, I would have to look and see when that first broadcast was. I might be able to answer that if you stall for time for me. And
No, I was just wondering if you knew.
maybe actually, if you were willing to do that, you could do that by talking about your vape mail this week.
Okay, let's do that.
All right,
Well,
let's do it.
sorry, let me just eat this last M&M so I don't sound ridiculous over this damn mic. Okay, so vape mail this week. Now I know we're segueing from Mod Envy, and a lot of you've seen our vape mail section, but
Yes. So we'll be brief, but there.
I got me one of these. Don't laugh. I know this is a little older device, but I got me a Vapor Shark. I'm not Vapor Shark. This is a Groove 2. Now, what's so special about the damn Groove 2? Well, what I love about this mod is it has a built-in 4,000 mAh battery. Now, it uses the standard ZMax VAMO 15-watt chip, so we're not looking at a sub-ohm situation here. But for people who vape film vapes, and I do, or people who are on the road, this is a godsend. I mean, I've been vaping on this thing for 2 days straight, and I tell you, it works. I mean, it's not going to produce clouds, don't get me wrong. It's going to produce what a VAMO produces. I have a Nautilus tank on here. It's made of metal, like I said, 4,000 mAh battery. It's got variable wattage and voltage. Typical. Basically, it's a 4,000 mAh VAMO. But if you look at something in terms of like an MVP, which costs like $50, it's got 4 more watts than an MVP, and it's got about a third or two-thirds, a third or a little bit more battery capacity. So I'm like, well, why aren't these more popular? Well, the original Groove that looked like this, they had battery problems. They had exploding issues. And then they came out with the Groove 2. These have been checked and verified, and these have been out a long time, but they were always like 70 or 80 bucks. So at 36 bucks, I noticed it over on Man Vapes. I was like, man, I'm going to pick one up, and I don't have a shiny metallic blue mod. I want him a shiny metallic blue mod, so I bought a shiny metallic blue mod. And it works good. I'm happy with it. Uses a micro... Tiger, what's the cable it uses? I get micro and mini confused. It's the one that's
Micro is the one that's like your phone. Mini is like older cameras.
Okay, yes. It uses a mini USB charger. It comes with the charger and a wall wart, so you don't have to worry about not being able to charge it. I also got a VaporShark 18650. These are fantastic. And tonight, we will be giving one of these away, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. But just to keep the 480 some people in here, to let you know, we're going to be giving one of these away. Now, these are fantastic. One of the few true evolved DNA 30 mods that is worth every penny you pay. I have the little baby one here. Turn on the screen. This is the little baby DNA 30, and this is the big daddy DNA 30 versions of the VaporShark. Now, the difference is subtle, but this is like, if I was to take the baby DNA 30, this DNA 30, and then something like the Cloudburr, the full-size Hana size, this is directly in the middle. It's almost as big, but it's, for some reason, beefier. It feels good in your hand. It's just a hefty, nice mod, and I've sent one up to Tiger. She's really, really going to enjoy this a lot. I like sending her beefy things.
Oh my goodness.
And then in this box I have here, I don't know if you can see them, but I have a ton of these. You see? Lots of them. These are the ones we're going to be giving away. Now, we're going to be giving away 5 to start with, okay? We're going to give away one a week for 5 weeks. And then we'll figure out the other reason way to give away the others. It'll be an anniversary of some kind, or Done Deal's 1-year anniversary, or VaporJoe's 1-year anniversary is coming up in this month. I'm sorry, 2-year anniversary is coming up this month. So we'll figure out all the reasons to give them away, but we're going to be giving away 5. And then I got some juice from Mushroom Vapes. I got some more. Whoa, there we go. Got some more juice from Non-Baker Vapor, the Guar line, which I love so very much. I got some batteries. And that's pretty much it on my vape mail, Tiger.
Alrighty. Well, for those of you mentioning I am Ray V, I am has never worked for me on Vapors TV. Feel free to message me over at Facebook. It's tricky for me to get them during the show, but I'll do my best if I know you've sent me something. Vape mail. This week was kind of cool. I'll start with the little stuff and work my way up. The little battery. These are a silicone sleeve for a battery. I featured them on the blog quite some time ago, and unfortunately my order got caught in a battery order that got slowed down heading over. It finally arrived this week. And these are great. I've always been a proponent of battery boxes for carrying your batteries, but this is so much more compact in your purse or pocket. It's going to keep you safe from your keys or change, though. And for those, I remember at the time asking me, if I suffer from arthritis, will it be easy to get on and off? The answer is yes. They just peel on and off really simply. They're very, very stretchy, and it's really easy to use. So I'm impressed with those. Those are going to become a staple in my purse. And Koga Cotton showed up this week. I immediately rebuilt 2 drippers, and then I tore down a Fogger V2 last night and completely rebuilt it with the cotton. Very pleased. No
Nice.
break-in period to speak of. Clean, lots of flavor, and so easy to work with. If you're tired of pulling bits out of the cotton and trying to create a nice, smooth, even thickness wick. I mean, it can be done, and I've been doing it, but this is so simple. You pull out a sheet, you slice off a little sliver, and just roll it gently in clean hands, and you're good to go. Very easy to work with, a delight. No flyaways and little hairies sticking out all over the place. And my vanilla clone showed up this week, and it's a beauty. I love the antiquing in the logo. You can see it there. And very nice detailing. Now, I showed some pictures of this on Facebook, and it made me giggle a little bit. You will not pick this up on camera, but they have, I love when, they make an error, whether or not it was on purpose. They have spelled Smoky Mountain with a W, mountain. So there's no mistaking this for an original, and that's good. I hate to see anybody try to pass something off as something it's not, but in terms of the function, copper and brass, it is working beautifully with a magma on top. For those of you curious about this atomizer, I think this puppy is a win. Really deep juice well will hold tons, and the way they've done the airflow with this, the airflow sits up. It's fed through the ring at the bottom here, where you can adjust with different holes. And it feeds up through the deck, right directly under your coils, but away from where the juice is held in that deep well. So you don't really need to worry about getting the gurgles or getting juice in the air and stuff like that. Really impressed with this. I'm less than impressed with my build at the moment. It's not producing the vapor I think it should. I'm blaming me, not the atomizer, because I think that's correct right now. But we'll tinker with it. I'll give you updates.
Quick question. Does the mod feel premium to you?
Truthfully, yes. Now, the finish isn't perfect. If you've got a really, really good eye, you'll see in my pictures on Facebook there is a tiny little, and I can't even find it right now, nick in the copper tube where it meets the brass switch. Good grief, sitting here now, I'm turning and turning and turning, and I can't find it. But the camera did pick it up. We're talking about something pretty subtle. And for the difference in price, I can certainly live with it. But yeah, now there's a lot of different vanilla clones out here. If who makes the original drip? This is Smoky Mountain Mod. Or did I get that right? Smoky Mountain Works, my mistake.
Right.
And I'm truthfully not sure what factory this clone came out of, but I'm very impressed with what I got.
Yeah, I was going to say...
yes, Jay Parton, it was. Sorry, Joe.
Well, Nitro has the original. He loves it, so I'm assuming, you said $16 from Focal?
You bet. From Focal? Oh, gosh. Now, I thought this one... No, this one came from Fast Tech.
Really?
Hit me up on Facebook, and I'll tell you which one it was. Actually, maybe I can find that. I'm going to move ahead into...
No. I'm looking at it right now. You're right. It's $15.30 on Fast Tech.
Yeah, and I think that's the one I got. I was just going to go to my orders and make sure I'm quoting you right, telling you the right one.
Right.
I don't want to mislead you. So let me just double check. And it is the $15.30 one, SKU number 1793201.
Right. Now, that's, when did you do this? You did this back in July?
I ordered on July 30th. And
No, I'm just saying, you did this back in July. I didn't even know this one existed for so cheap. I was punching myself in the head. I should have ran this thing.
Well, Joe,
that's a great deal. I mean, even for those who like the little baby ones, the $13 one, I mean, Christ, that's such a great deal. I'm bookmarking this one. That is a great deal. That is a fantastic deal. So what else did you get?
That pretty much wraps it up for what I brought to the desk to talk about. But you talked a little bit about it. I think it bears mentioning some more, though, and that is those vapor sharks. So let's talk about that, Joe.
Okay, so basically, the Vaping Underground has had a fantastic first month. Numbers I have never seen before in a website. Right now, it is 1 a.m. in the morning. We have 1,270 people on site. The numbers are staggering. Vaping Underground is getting more hits than VaporJoes some days. Now, understandably, people come to see, there's a lot more content on Vaping Underground, understandably, but VaporJoes has been open two years. was in my estimation the biggest vaping website that exists in terms of hits. Vaping Underground is passing that at this point, and it's only been open a month. Already with 62,000 posts. Now, if people are talking member stats, I'm not really interested in how many members Vaping Underground has. I'm more interested on how many eyes are on Vaping Underground. Like right now, we have 343 members online and 908 guests, which means 908 people are reading the content on Vaping Underground that aren't members, which to me is awesome. As long as you're at the site reading our content, that's all that matters. Excuse me, that's all that matters. And as long as the traffic keeps, continues, people will eventually join. But right now we're pushing about 7,500 members in a month. Those are great stats. I mean, we've overtaken many forums already in the first month in terms of member status. But people are saying, well, it's nothing compared to ECF. Well, of course, but ECF's been around for what, 6 years? You know what I mean? And we're not here to compete with them in stats. We're here to compete for a place where vapors can come, feel safe, and enjoy their time. When you go to ECF or some of these other ones, you feel like somebody's looking over your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like somebody's watching your every move. Whereas here, none of that happens. And somebody brought up something. Vaping Underground is policed by other vapors. This is not a Nazi, mod-filled, place where everything is scrutinized. If something's really messed up, the vapors will report it and we'll look at it, and that's that. It's calm, it's serene, it's just a fun place to hang out.
Now, 2 comments from chat. Jedi T wishes there was a page or topic he could see new posts from all forum areas on VU. Jedi T, there is. It's called New Posts. Right. It is under the header. There are 5 links. One of them is your watch threads. The very last one is New Posts. Click there and you'll see everything that's going on lately. And Son of Sam asking me about a mech mod with 10 watt evolve kick, a Nautilus or lava tube with Nautilus. Sam, I'm afraid I'm not qualified to answer your question. My lowest watt vape is 12 is the lowest I go near, so a kick is of no use to me. A mech mod is always used straight up. Joe has a lava tube. Do you want to comment on that?
Which is it? The lava tube from?
It's a V2 non-wattage.
I would say probably I'd still go with the lava tube, only because it's really meant to do that. I don't really like the kick. It can get annoying.
So, the best answer, Sam, is whatever you're enjoying more is the best. That's the honest truth. So.
Okay, Fluxcore wants to know, hi Joe, if I follow a link to a deal that does share a sale track all things I buy, link, I'm not worried about it. As long as I get a good deal, I just like to know. Yes, if you click a share sale link from me or Tiger, it doesn't track who you are. It tracks the sale. I mean, it's not like taking your information and storing it. It just tracks the sale.
Jedi T, don't feel dumb. I always look at it this way. If you're asking the question, there's a whole bunch more people out there wondering that never asked. So now we got a chance to answer for everybody. Thanks for the question.
All right, so back to Vaping Underground. So since the beginning of this forum, it's done so well that I said, you know what, I want to do something. Now it kind of coincided with the VaporJoe's giveaway, so people are kind of confused, like what's going on. So there's 2 giveaways going on, one from VaporJoe's and one from Vaping Underground. The one from VaporJoe's is separate. It's just being held in the underground as a place, so it's just a place where people can congregate and talk about it. The official Vaping Underground giveaway, which is the one we're doing tonight, you'll see if you go to Vaping Underground, there's a big yellow box. It says, alert, Vaping Underground 5 Vapor Shop giveaway, click here. Tiger has so eloquently, there we go, put together a Google Doc where you sign up to get on this particular giveaway. So the VaporJoe's, you reply to a post. This one, you go into a Google Doc. Now, both you're required to be a member of Vaping Underground to join.
That's right.
So one, you just have to reply to the post. The one in the Google Doc, you put your Vaping Underground username in the post. Hers is a little bit more streamlined. It's done, I would say, a little bit more professionally than the way I did it. I was just kind of like, reply to this post. Tyger's like, no, we need forums and spreadsheets and make it more official. I was like, okay, go for it.
Now,
So,
for those of you who aren't aware, you still are allowed one and one entry only. We've had some problems where people are using their mobile device. They've lost connection. They're not sure if they're in once or twice. If you're concerned, answer the thread on VU. It's highlighted at the top of every page right now. Let us know if you're concerned. I will go in specially and look to see if you're in there twice to remove your second, because if you're in there twice, you are disqualified. So, but the onus is on you to let us know, because we've got about 2,500 entries at this point. So it's impossible to go through and hunt for them unless we know what name we're looking for. Okay?
Correct. And now, the way the Vapor Sharks are going to be given away for the Vaping Underground is we're going to give one a week for 5 weeks. Now, next week I'm not going to be here. I don't know if Tiger is going to run Done Deal solo. If she does, she's more than welcome to give away one of the Vapor Sharks. If she wants to wait for me, she could do that too. That's fine. But we're basically going to do it one a week for 5 weeks. And these are fantastic. They are worth every penny. They cost $189 a piece. I'm very happy I bought a bunch of them to give away, because everybody will be thrilled when they get them. I mean, I bought other DNA 30 mods. I bought everybody on Mod Envy a DB box mod, and two of the three have failed already, which I'm kind of pissed off about. But this one, I have no doubt in my mind, it's going to last a long, long time. It's just a fantastic, fantastic mod. You're going to love it. So, Tiger.
Oh.
It is already 1:30.
It is. It's 23 after, and I am just...
Can you believe it? Time goes fast on the show.
Indeed.
Now...
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so Tiger's going to start off with a fantastic deal of some kind, because she always has fantastic deals. And so let's get moving. Let's see here.
Alrighty. Well, let's start with... you see, I'm going to take a page from Nitro. Let's start with a powerful start and talk about batteries.
Now, which battery are we talking about?
We are talking about the IMR. They're an 18650 with 2,000 mAh high drain battery. So don't go crazy sub-ohming on these people. These are not built for that. These are not a 30 amp output or anything like that. But you can sub-ohm moderately on these. Just
right.
Don't go crazy. They are $664 after the coupon that is mentioned in the blog post. Go to the blog post. Everything you need there is there information-wise. And I wanted to spotlight a North American battery source, because right now we are back under scrutiny again for battery shipments from overseas. It's not that it's impossible that you'll get them. It's that they might be held up. And if you don't want to wait, if that's an inconvenience that you need them sooner, you'll have them a lot more reliably and a lot quicker as this ships from the US. So there you go. That's a decent battery at a decent price, and you're assured of getting it, no waiting on inexplicable shipping delays.
Now, when you head over to that website, look around too at their other batteries. They got really good MNKEs over there. They got a bunch of other really good batteries. They do have your sub-ohm batteries over there. Tiger just pointed this particular one out because it's a good deal, but while you're there, look around. They got a ton of other different batteries, and they're a really, really good source. Again, Fast Tech is having a really big problem sending out the batteries. Now they're guaranteeing them, but in like 45 days. So basically, until I find a better Chinese battery source, I probably will not be pimping any Chinese battery sources until they figure it out, because I certainly don't want to wait 45 days. However, if you're a vendor and you want to buy like 100 batteries, you can still use the DHL option. That will work. But most of us aren't buying DHL. So.
All right, I am checking for one user because she asked so nicely, but I'm going to let you know by the time this show starts on Saturday night, and I should even probably say Mod Envy, I'm out of commission for checking on duplicate or entries on it. It's just merely because I'm not, I'm broadcasting. I've got a bunch of things on the go. There's only so much I can do. So please, 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 if you're not sure, get your requests into me prior to the start of Mod Envy to check if you've got duplicate entries or not. Mm-hmm. And the user who with username Wendy R. Swartz, you're very, very lucky. You are in twice. I'm going to remove one of them right now. And you will be eligible for tonight's draw. So awesome. There we have it. There we go. All right, no problem, Pretty Cat. Glad I was able to straighten that out for you.
Excellent. All right, Tiger, so what else you got for us?
All right, sorry, kind of lost my place here. Let me grab another link. Now, these actually, I should have talked about these when we talked about Vape Mail, but I didn't. I'll talk about them now. How's that? These are really cute. I was very impressed when these came in. Really great price on these, and a beautiful wide bore drip tip. I'm just lost for words tonight, folks. What is going on? And let me show you one. I'm going to wipe the lip gloss off it just for you guys. There we go. I've got one on. Yeah, okay. I'll polish it. I've got one on the Magma, and as you can see, it's got the 2 PMMA rings in it, and they come all different colors in your pack. But for $13.01, you get 8 of these. Nice. Oh, let's see if I can point it right at the camera. Nice wide bore, so you can drip in it. I'm kind of a little bit OCD, and I always pull my drip tip to drip. Even with the wide bores, I have finally started not doing that with these and with the glass tips that came in last week. It's finally made, I finally use it like a drip tip. So very impressed with them. Nicely made.
I was just reading chat. Yeah, Fastech has the best selection of drip tips in the world. There's no better place to find drip tips. I know people want them a little quicker. That's fine. You're also going to pay $3 or $4 a piece for them. Whereas on Fastech, you'll probably find 5 for $10. Yeah. And they have, like I said, the biggest selection in the world. And that's a lot of the reason why we use them.
Now,
go on.
I need to answer a question for Grindmeister. They want to know if there's a lip in the bottom or there's a wide bore throat. Let me show you something. You see how big that tip is there? I'm going to do a test because I haven't actually tried this, but yes, in fact, I can almost fit a 510 into that hole. It's just a hair too tight. So you got to understand, at some point, this thing has to fit into a 510 connection hole, right? It's got to narrow down. There's no way around it unless they start making a new standard that isn't called 510 where the hole it fits into is bigger. All of the wide bores are going to have to narrow down at least to an extent. Now, if you're curious about what it looks like inside, that is what it looks like at the connector end, okay? So let me get it not glaring so it gives you an idea. It does narrow down.
Right.
But, there we go.
Yeah, there's a standard. Now, I mean, they could widen the chamber of the top of the Addy, but then you would need a completely separate drip tip for that. I mean, the drip tip itself would have to change along with the top of the atomizer, which isn't going to happen because that would be expensive, and they're not going to do that.
Now, I'll confess, I'm a little confused by some of the chat right now talking about voiding their own entries. I think we might be getting the 2 giveaways confused. The giveaway for the VU, the Vaping Underground Vapor Sharks, is the information is captured on a Google form, and it feeds into a Google spreadsheet. Nobody has access to that spreadsheet to edit except me. You cannot void your own entry. So I'm not sure if you suspect that you've got new entries, or you think maybe your entry didn't work and didn't go in. I can check for you, but okay. So yeah, I think we had them crossed. All right, so we're good.
Okay, great. So now I sent you a Skype link, Tiger, if it makes things easier for you. But I will put a link in the room for my deal that I'm putting up. This just popped today. And I'm going to put a link in the room. This is for a new charger by eFest. Now, this is coming from VaporDNA. For those of you who've never been to VaporDNA, they remind me of like a mini Vape Rev. They have lots of high-end stuff there, and they have lots of other, lots of other, clones and things like that. Now, this is the new eFest LUC S2 LCD charger. Now, basically, it's a 2-bay charger, but it has USB ports on the side of it. And what this will allow you to do is charge batteries and charge things like cell phones, iPads, things like that. I like, for some reason, I really like how those batteries sit in there really deep. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't tell you how many times I have put a battery in a battery charger with that stupid spring-loaded thing, and it launched 20 feet in the air because I'm impatient, and I kind of push it back with the spring and let it go, and it goes, wah, it just takes off. With this, it sits so deep in the charger that that's not going to happen. It also is a smart charger, so you can do everything from your regular rechargeables like AA's, AAA's. It's going to do everything up to an 26650. And I love the fact that it has a nice USB port to charge things like your iPhone or they're showing there. I think that's like an S5, but you can do things like iPad and stuff like that. And I find it to be very, very cool because a lot of times my chargers take up my charging ports on my wall, and so this, you just plug your USB charger right in there. You can even charge an Ego battery if you wanted to. Anything that uses USB. So I think this is a really cool charger. I think it looks cool too. Just has a neat look to it. And I really do like the placement of the LCD screen, because a lot of times, like for now, I'm sitting and my charger is same height as where I'm sitting, but I have to stand up to look at and monitor it. Now it's facing me, kind of like an alarm clock, so I can see the battery levels. And of course, it has the selectable 0.5, 1 amp, and 2 amp charging rate. So you put your 26650s in there, and they're not going to take 2 years to charge. So that's really, really good. And these just came out, and for $26.99, I like it. Also, every order from VaporDNA gets a free bottle of juice. You put the juice. It's called the Millennium Edition. You just put in the notes what flavor and nic level you want, and that comes along with your order.
Oh no, VapeNator knows what you're talking about. Had an 18350 shoot across the room and roll under the fridge. Ah!
Yep. I hate that. I really hate that. Truth Seeker Don says, I plan on buying a Nightcore charger. Nightcores are great. They're a staple. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Nightcore. Nightcore also has a brand new charger out too, a little bit more expensive. I think they're in the $40 range, but they're the brand new LCD versions of the Nightcore. And they're really, really nice too. I think Tiger had a deal on them a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
Alrighty. Well, I know I've sometimes been guilty of not remembering people who aren't into mechs and stuff like that. There's so much going on, and I tend to get excited about it all. So I've been keeping a better eye on more entry-level and simpler devices, and these caught my eye this week. Now, there's 2 different styles represented here because I wanted to show you both of them. Different logo and different style button. These are starting at 1987. The other ones are, I think, 21 and change. But the nice part about all these is they are a 1300 mAh battery. Now, when I started vaping and was using, eco-style stick batteries, there was no such thing as a 1300 mAh battery. That's huge. No, son of Sam, not saying simple at all. I'm just saying, in terms of the device. This is a simpler device than a mechanical to run and to maintain. As soon
Right.
as you get into a mechanical, you need a charger, you need batteries, you need all kinds of stuff. This, all you need is a mini USB cable. And the beauty of this deal is simply that you can get it with or without. The one style comes without the cable. If you've already got a drawer full of them, no problem. If you need the cable, choose the other design and you'll get your cable with and you're good to go.
Right.
These ones are a variable voltage as well as variable wattage. So you've got some options there. You can find your sweet spot for whatever atomizer you're using or your juice. And they will operate as a pass-through. And that is so great for a new vapor who doesn't have a lot of equipment or backups. Your backup is your main. Because even if you do run down that 1300 mAh battery over the course of a day, if you're near a USB port, you're charging and vaping. You can vape while you charge. So you're never in that panic where nothing's charged and what do you do now?
You know what's pretty incredible about this? I just noticed he's going to 15 watts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally the egos, now, for some reason, and I don't get it, and I said this, I think, last week, I would have thought community would have went wild over variable wattage egos. It has been so flat with wattage egos, like everybody's, and people are still buying ego twists all day long. It's just the voltage.
Now you are limited by the voltage. Your voltage maxes out, I believe, at 6 volts. So, any expression, like it depends what your resistance is, whether you'll actually realize the full 15 watts or not. But it is capable of 15 watts at the right resistance. So there you go.
And if you think about it, a regular ego twist, which costs $20, goes from 3.7 volts to 4.8. That's it. 4.8. This goes to 6 volts and or 15 watts. So for the same price, basically, you're getting a far better ego vape. I mean, this is basically, a baby Vamo. If you think about it, I mean, that's what it is.
Really?
It's a baby Vamo.
Really?
And I think it's an awesome design. I love it, and the whole pass-through thing is great too. You just leave it in your car. Leave this in your car with like a micro USB or whatever this one takes.
Yeah.
A car charger. You just leave it in there, and you have a mod that's variable wattage, and it's there all the time. You'll always have something to vape on. Always.
Alrighty. Well, moving along, something a little contentious. We showed you last week the black Manhattan replica. This week, we've got a copper one to show you. This is copper top to bottom, and it's that magnetic switch, really strong magnetic switch. I don't have one of these yet, but I'm seeing pictures on Facebook of people sticking their pizza money to the fridge with this puppy, and it's sticking straight out, holding there. So this is a no-nonsense magnetic switch. There is no locking ring. This is fashioned after the Manhattan. That is a competition mod. There is no locking ring, but the magnetic firing switch is hemi enough, tough enough that you're not likely to get the accidental fire. Still, this might not be the best mod to just stuff in your purse.
Somebody put in there, fuck the Manhattan, I wouldn't even buy the clone. Well, they have one called the FU Hatton.
There you go. Yeah, there was one given away tonight on Mod Envy, in fact.
Exactly. So, really nice mod. I like it because it's simple.
I love the clean, simple lines on this. The fact that it's copper for those, and it's a growing group of folks every day doing the patinas. Here is your canvas. This is ideally suited. So.
Really, Really, really nice mod. You know, I'm not into the whole cake decorating mods, all kinds of crazy shit on the outside. And you're gonna laugh that I'm saying this because the next mod I'm gonna bring up is completely cake decorated. But for those of you who are looking for, you know, a nice, sleek and simple mod, this is it. I mean, this is a great mod for $28.04. Ship free.
Yeah.
You're really gonna like this. Now, the mod I'm bringing up next is everything cake decorated. It's super cake decorated. It's the cake boss of vaping.
Okay.
Now this is the new colors for the AR style mechanical. Now ARs are really popular, and when I mean these are wild colors, they're wild colors. You know, it's sprinkles and sunshine, and it's everything that that people, you know, want. Now, my favorite of the two would probably be the first and the last, which would be the white and green, or the white and red. Then they have, of course, the pure brass, and then, of course, the second to the last, which is a beautiful. I'm calling this purple camouflage. I don't know about you, Tiger, but this is definitely a purple camouflage style.
Well, let's show them some more of the options. I'll bring it down. That looks like solid brass to me.
Right, and then that's just the brass, and which is going to be a very heavy mod. And
I
then
like
this
that.
yeah, that's what I'm calling purple camouflage.
Okay.
And then the next one will be some people would call this like I'm calling this the zombie edition because it's just blood all over it. But you know, it also could be called like candy cane if you wanted to. But that's another one I like.
Oh, I'll go with candy cane. That's more my speed, I think.
Right. I mean, total headshot. Somebody put in headshot. Well, the top. It's funny because the top of it is exactly what it is. It's the crosshairs. Now, if you go over to once you click the link and you go over there, they have a bajillion other ARs. They have pure black. They get, you know, they have it in silver and satin. They have all different flavors. But I wanted to put these out there because they're kind of fun and exciting. And the absolute, the very definition of cake decorating. You know what I mean? Absolute definition of cake decorating. These come with a bottom firing button. Let's see here. Yeah, these are a bottom fire. And they look, I don't know if they're recessed or not. I don't know if they pop out the bottom. I don't think they do. But at the post, they give you a link to each. Because what was happening is I was just linking to them as a search, and people were getting all kinds of different stuff. So I linked to each one individually in the post to make it a little bit easier. But for those who want the wild and crazy and love the colors, there you go. And they're a really good price at $24.34. You really can't beat it.
And remember, that's the coolest one.
I'm sorry, I can't rock that one, but you can rock that one.
Yes, and you never know. We'll just see. I have a bad habit of filling my cart with the impulse things over there, so you never know what'll show up next.
You know what I should? You know what? No, I should buy that and just rock it at VaporCon. Just walk around with my purple camo.
You're secure. What have you got to worry about? All right. Well, talking about copper, I'm not finished with copper. There's so many great options now. Now, this one is exciting. Okay, let me explain why. This is a Nemesis style, a copper Nemesis. That is a great mod to start with. But there's something special about this one. It's not what's included, it's what's missing. There's no logo. You'll notice on the bottom switch, there is no train, there is no Atmo Mixani. I'm pretty excited about this one for a number of reasons. There's a lot of people who've been wanting the no logo clones. Here's one of the best clones going as far as I'm concerned, no logo. This also makes a perfect canvas for patina because it's got nothing on it, marking it up. Yeah. It's just simple, sleek lines. Yeah, Why is the Nemesis such a great starter, Jedi T? Well, you know, I used to not recommend it as a starter, and I'll explain why. It's a little bit finicky to get set up at first, but I've reversed my position on that. And the reason for that is because it is infinitely adjustable, in my opinion. There's really not a battery that you can't make fit properly if you know how to to make the adjustments. Nitro is saying, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not following. And Nitro is saying awesome starter mod. Okay, yeah. And I have reversed my position. I've come around to agreeing with you, Nitro, that it's pretty simple. And the way I describe it to people is start from the top down.
Right.
Make sure, first of all, that your atomizer is sitting nice and flush. Then you tighten your pin up to the atomizer. Then put that onto the top of the mod. Then you start from the switch, and you just tighten the switch until it's sitting nice and snug against your battery. Not crazy. Don't go
And
crazy.
throw away the damn kick ring.
That has been the problem. Most people have had that tiny, here, let me highlight it for you. That tiny ring, sometimes they put it in the middle when they put it all together. Sometimes they put it right up here by the top. But that tiny little ring is meant to help you fit a kick should you decide you want to use one. If you're just using an 18650 battery, the common complaint is, well, I just can't extend my pins enough to make this fit. Take the ring out, you won't have any problems.
Exactly. Now people are like, well, why is it? This is the workhorse of the vaping, of the mechanical world. I think it's simple and it works, and that's it. I remember selling, well, not me selling, pimping the first copper Nemesises to come out were $50. These are clones for $50, and they sold like crazy. When I mean crazy, my emails were going off like nuts. They were going unbelievably. Now, for $17.47, you're getting yourself a logoless version, which some people absolutely adore the logoless version, because some people, I don't know, they like even for some things like competitions, some people don't want people to know what mod they're using. You know what I mean? And you see the Death Angel, immediately you're using a Nemesis. Now, I'm not saying Nemesis are a comp mod. They're not, for most people, but, this is the type of mod that can be modified and patina and all kinds of crazy stuff. So for $17, you can't go wrong. And to be honest with you, I should buy like 10 of these for giveaways. I do giveaways on other people's shows on Nova and a few other places. And I was looking for something to buy, and for this price, I'd probably pick up like 10 of them to give away on people's shows.
Well, and I love the Nemi because one of my favorite things to do with it is get the K-Fun hybrid kit for it, and you can take that top cap off and you turn your 3.1 style K-Fun or K-Fun clone into a hybrid with it. The whole thing looks so sleek and pretty, and I've got the custom cap on this K-Fun too. So.
Damn, that one all tricked out.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite
like
little setups.
With ground effects on it.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Is that the red drip tip on there?
No, it's not a red drip tip. I'm trying not to show you the drip tip too close. You'll notice I'm cutting it off in the camera because this one has lip gloss all over it, so I'm trying not to gross anybody out.
You can put your lip gloss on the tip. It's okay.
I never used to bother, but now I've decided I have too many pretty colors and I want to wear them too, so I'll just wipe my drip tips more often. All right. Now, let me grab you another link because I have something else that was pretty exciting. Been hearing a lot about this little puppy, the Plume Veil Atomizer. Now, we did introduce a few deals on this one recently at varying prices. For those in Canada, check the blog. There is a reasonable deal in Canada. So no waiting, no fooling around, no dealing with customs, and it's, support Canada, yay. We do have a in Canada deal, but for those of you outside of Canada or wanting to save a few bucks, as low as $10 on these Plume Veil styled drippers. Now This is kind of neat. There's a few features about this I want to show you so you understand. First off, your positive pin or your positive connection is a T shape. So you actually have two connections in one. And that makes making some of the coils a lot easier. If you want to do this up as a quad coil or even just a dual, it's going to make your life a lot easier with those divided contacts. Now, there's something special about the negative contacts as well. They are built into, they are part of the side wall of this deck. So they're not going to spin. They're not going to come loose. They're not going to pull out on you. They are there. They are fixed, and they're not moving. So I really like that about this. The
Right.
airflow in this one is very innovative as well. It's got combinations. It's got slots that line up in the two-part cap here. Or, well, not, yeah, I guess two-part cap. And it's also got holes that feed close to the posts, I guess. Now, I'm not exactly sure how those line up or work, but what it basically does is the combination of the slots up higher and the holes down lower, you can adjust it all, and it creates a lot of turbulence inside. And that's what you want. Turbulence equals flavor. So comes with the matching drip tip, and you've got a Delrin insert. You can see the top edge of it here. Oh, I'm pointing in the wrong place. No, I'm not. There it is. The top edge of it here. That helps cool things down a little bit too, because now you've got an insulation between your drip tip and the heat of the cap. So all in all, for $10, I think these are pretty exciting. Oh, and the last thing I forgot to mention, this is not brass. This is gold plating on this.
Right.
So there you go. For those of you a little concerned about brass and juice, like I am, that is not brass. That is gold plating.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Awesome sauce.
All right, Joe, your turn.
My turn. Okay, well, the Akuma. The Akuma has got a big brother. The Akuma got a big brother. Okay, so this is the 26650 version of the Akuma. The Akuma is a wildly popular copper mod. Hugely popular. They just came out with the 26650 version for $34.58. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this only because everybody knows what the Akuma mod is. This is basically just an upscale version. It has all the accoutrements of the original Akuma. But I wanted to put this out there because, you know, we do have our 26650 lovers out there. I'm one of them. You know, just fits the hand well. And for a price of $34.58, it's a great deal. Now, you know, this is a fast tech mod for $34, so that's kind of expensive, but you have to assume everything they sell is pretty cheap. So if this was bought in the States, you're probably looking at like $49 or $59. You know, so at that price, you know, most of your 26650 mods are over $30. If you could find a decent 26650 mod under $30, whether it's in, you know, in America or abroad or in Canada, you know, jump on it. I don't care if it's, you know, made of just chrome-plated brass. I mean, it's just a good deal because there's so much more material involved. And like I said, this particular 26650 is going to be really, really popular.
Well, I'm not surprised. I love the detailing in this, and I love the brass and copper combination. I mean, all copper is pretty, but I don't know. There's something about the contrast between the metals that I really like.
Right. And I just wanted to point something out. This isn't a deal. I know, but this is just a little bit of news I wanted to point out just before you put your next deal in. Mm-hmm. Apparently, I'm going to put it in the room. e-cig has cloned the VaporShark. Really? And a damn good job of it. There's the post. There's no link to buy it because you know, this came out of a whim. Somebody posted a thread in VU saying 30-watt mods that came too late, and this picture was in there. And they called this just the 30-watt mini. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the fucking VaporShark. They cloned the VaporShark, and nobody's talking about this. And this isn't the baby VaporShark. I've come to find out this is the 18650 version of the VaporShark. Now, what they did was they changed it up a little bit. The two buttons on the side are obviously not VaporShark buttons. Those are HANA buttons. Now, the case is the DNA 20 version of the case. This is the case Tiger has. This is the case, you know, your VaporShark case with the blue button.
Right.
Now, what they did is they upscaled the DNA 20 case and to fit a 26650 and added the two little bottom buttons. Now, to be honest with you, I actually kind of like those buttons better than the ones on the VaporShark because I like the up and down next to the fire. But for all intents and purposes, this is a VaporShark RDNA, or the 18650. Same location, using the Chi DNA 30 board. I expect this to be a wildly popular mod when I don't know anybody who's selling this yet, though. And they're available.
Now,
any vendor can go out and buy these and resell them.
Now, Joe, just to recap, was that 30 or 20 watts in this one?
They're using the DNA 20. They're using the original VaporShark body, which was the DNA 20.
Yes.
This is going to be the Chi DNA 30 board inside of it. It's going to be 30 watts. Okay. So I expect this to be a wildly popular mod. I am shocked no vendors are selling this. I don't think they even knew it was around, to be honest with you. And it's e-cig, so it's going to be it's going to have some build quality to it. You know, if this was something like, you know, tobacco or some of the others, I'd be like, you know, but it's e-cig, and they're pretty good on the quality. So that's just a little bit of news, basically, not really a deal.
Interesting. Cool. Alrighty. Well, let's talk about a fill-in vape. A big fill-in vape. This is the Aerotank Giant styled Claremizer. Now this comes with both the glass and the metal tank. We're kind of hard-pressed to tell the difference. I've been very careful to say styled. Apparently they have replicated the packaging as well, so it can be a little confusing, but we're not passing this off. We're not passing this off as an authentic, but you know, I do remember Nautiluses that were sold as not authentic that checked out at Aspire as authentic. Right. Is this the same kind of case? I don't know. We're gonna have to get some in and find out, I guess.
I ordered one. I definitely ordered one.
But what I will say is, for as much of a dead ringer as it appears to be, 1903 is a steal.
Oh really yeah. No, I think what they do basically is somebody like Kanger who puts out a quality product. Don't get me wrong. I have a Giant. Mm-hmm. They're amazing. I love them. They fit so perfectly on a 722 and 730.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it was made for it. But for all of your 26650 devices, because now even on your Mac, you can marry this with an 0.8 ohm head, and you're sub-ohming. You'll get a very good experience off a Mac at that. So you got lots of options, but it's the ease of a fill-in vape.
Right, and you know, I think what they do is there's a company making these, and I think what happens is Kanger puts them through maybe another inspection or polishes them a little better and calls them their own, and then other companies go to them and just calls them, you know, styled. It is unfortunate that, you know, they put Kanger on the box, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think they should put Kanger on the box. Yeah. Because that confuses people. However, I have plenty of the Kanger clone Megas, which is the big honking 18650 version of this. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know which ones are the real ones anymore. I do have a few real ones, and I have plenty of the clone ones. I don't know which one's real and which isn't. They are exactly the same. The only thing different, honestly, is the box. The heads are the same, the steel tanks are the same, the glass tanks are the same. I couldn't tell the difference if I tried. Now, where differences could be found is in replacement heads. Those can be tricky. We've all had our experiences with replacement heads that aren't from the original. Sometimes they really suck, and sometimes they're the same. So what I would wind up saying is buy the style, but buy the original heads, and they sell them on Fastec cheap too.
Now, one thing I will say about I did try some of the copy heads. They're working fine, but what I noticed is, and I don't have anything at my desk I can show you, and I don't have a picture that shows the bottom of the head. But the bottom of the head, where the threading is, the threading end that you turn in, if you turn that and you look into it, you're looking at your air hole. Okay, that's the draw. Doesn't matter what you set that outer ring here to, it's only going to fit as much air through it as that air in the head allows, at that hole in the head allows. the copies I got in have a noticeably smaller draw. And I noticed it the moment I changed heads this afternoon. I went to draw on it and it's like, I'm gasping for air. I can't draw on this. I can't get enough air through it. And I started looking into it, and that was the difference. The authentic hanger, and some of the other copies, by the way, had bigger air holes. The ones I so happened to purchase had smaller. So watch if the looser area draw is important to you. Just watch the size of that air hole in the bottom of the head. That's going to be very critical.
Right. So yeah, so check these out. The Giants are just fantastic. And
I
who
like
thinks
the
the
Mega
26 series mods are a current fad? How about you, Ty? Well, if you look in 2013, I was quoted on a blog stating that this will be the year of the 26650, and it's the truth. Because to be quite frank, and to be honest with you, the year of the 26650, I agree, but I also believe this is now becoming the year of the box mod. I believe all tube mods are starting, their star is starting to fall temporarily, and a lot of people are moving to these new regulated, unregulated box mods. If you notice, almost all new mod producers are coming out with box mods, dual 26650, dual 18650, Raptor chips. And the reason is because you can put so much more into a box mod than you can in a tube. It's far more aggressive, it's easier to make, it's way cheaper to make. Somebody who knows how to solder could make an unregulated or a regulated box mod for a fraction of what it costs on a CNC machine with a freaking tube. And a lot of these people are building box mods. And they're harder to clone, to be honest with you, at a cheaper price.
Right after introducing the VaporShark clone.
Well, yes, but,
you were saying?
But those are like 30, those are 30 watts. I mean,
sure.
China's not going to be cloning the Dreambox, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But and that brings to the point of the thing that you actually rolled out, which was the new Sigelli 100-watt box mod.
Indeed, I did. And actually, you had one featured on your blog, not really available to Canada. If I recall correctly, that one would ship to Canada, but the shipping charges were so prohibitive, it just kind of made it not a good deal. But yeah.
But I put in, it was more like news. But what happened was, I said, listen, we got 100 watts for $99. We're looking at $1 a watt. $1 a watt. And
well, when you consider that the original DNA 20 VaporShark sold for $160, I mean,
right. And
this
I believe
this is pretty.
And this is gonna give a lot of people a run for their money. Mm-hmm. This is 100 watts on the palm of your hands for $99. The only thing that's gonna now nobody knows how this thing's gonna perform yet. I mean, we see the videos and stuff, but we don't know exactly how it's going to perform. So I'm sure we'll have Peter Sardo out there and everybody else out there, running it through its paces. But if this holds true, this is going to be a problem for a lot of the mod makers out there, because who the fuck is going to buy, even a Cloudboard DNA 30 for $79 when they can spend $20 more and get 100 watts?
Yeah.
That's a problem. And then we're going to have to see more and more, and and it's just going to get crazier. Yeah, the 300 watts, 400 watts. Okay, so Tiger, sorry for the little bit of the sidetrack here, but let's get into the video.
No, that's fine. I will just jump ahead and show you another atomizer. This one's kind of interesting and different. I mean, we've all seen so many 3-post addies, right? And, sure, there's some innovations being made with the airflow, with various details. This one shows a little more innovation to me. This is the Themis. It is a 29.5 millimeter dripper, and it is specially designed for multiples of 3 basically. I know there's going to be people building 6 coils into these in a heartbeat. I
Right.
see it as a 3 coil stripper for my purposes. But the nice part about this, I think, is the way they have done the center post on this. Again, you've got 3 connections on one post, making it a breeze to get all that wire somewhere. Because I'm seeing more and more crazy wire builds where they're twisting wire, then wrapping it with flat wire. It's a lot of wire to get into your connections. So when they separate them out like this, they give you a lot more room and ease of build. Now the
Right.
airflow on this is kind of neat as well. They've got a series of holes at each of the 3. Well, they've divided the cap in 3, and at each of those sections, they've given you a series of holes that line up with slots in the outside, so you can close them off or open them up to get exactly what you like. Now, this is the one detail I'm not sure of, but to me, and I hunted for better pictures, I didn't find, if there's anybody in the room that can help me out, to me it looks like from the picture that shows the inside of the cap that they have made some effort to provide a reduced chamber inside that cap, at least somewhat. Again, adding to your flavor. Now, the other
Right.
thing is it's a nice deep juice well. All of that sits down below, and it's not going to leak a lot unless you turned it right on its side and filled it right up. So exactly, Silver Zero, to me it looks domed, and I just wasn't able to find anything that really totally confirmed that for me. So Nugs, it does look like the Cerberus. It does. They have completely gotten away from borrowing the logo on this one, though, just the design. So
Yeah, really nice. Excuse me, really nice Addy. Sorry, I had
yeah.
Vapor's throat there for a second.
And another good one for your 26650 regulated or mechanical mods. Well, the North Carolina Redneck, it looks hard to build unless you have tiny fingers. Yeah, it does, because that lip comes up so high. But the fact of the matter is all your connections are up high too. So you're going to make your coil, you're going to get it the way you want it, and then all you have to do is attach it on top. I think it's got some possibilities. So.
Yep, absolutely. I'm having a hard time getting the broadcast up right now. I don't know why it's doing this.
Oh, really? Let me see. No, it's working for me. Must.
No,
Sorry.
you know what it is. They're going through growing pains right now. They're changing over servers, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So,
Alrighty.
I actually came on before, and it said my IP was banned. I'm like, what?
Whoa! Pardon
like,
me.
Exactly. Right.
All right. Do you have a deal, or do you want me to keep going, Joe?
No, I got one.
Okay.
Now, this is something I picked up. I showed this as my vape mill. This is the Groove 2. Now, people are like, what? Groove 2? Kidding? Yes, I'm not kidding you. This thing is cool. This has been out a while, man. This has been out for 8 months. However, sometimes an oldie is a goodie because people didn't really pay attention to the Groove 2 because the Groove 1 was a fail.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second here. There's only chrome and gold left at the moment. Okay, well, I have the blue one. But the reason why I think this is a cool mod, it's not meant. It's for the beginner / moving into the intermediate. People getting off the ego battery, looking for a mod that's simple, easy to use. And the cool thing is, this has a it's 3800. I'm just rounding up. It's a 4,000 mAh battery. Okay, inside this bad boy. It also has, goes to 15 watts. Variable voltage, variable wattage. Tells you your ohms. It's basically a 4,000 mAh Z-Max. Is basically what it is. And for $36, it's cheap. I paid. These used to be almost $100. And when I saw the price, I'm like, wait a minute. And I kind of looked back on my site. I'm looking around. I'm looking at old Groove prices. I'm like, wait a minute. These things used to be really expensive. And I remember Nitro talking about he loved his original Groove. Well, the original Groove got recalled because the battery was blowing up in them. What was happening is the side screws were too long and pointed, and they were piercing the battery bag in here. That hull has been changed, and they came out with the Groove 2. But the Groove 1 had such a bad name that nobody wanted the Groove 2. So it kind of got lost in the ether. But then when I saw the deal on Mad Vapes, I'm like, I'm going to buy one of these. And now I don't really need this, to be honest with you. But I wanted to see what it was all about. And I tell you, I haven't put it down for 2 days. And it's still going strong. I haven't even charged this thing. 4,000 miles is going to last you 2-3 days. Easily.
Now, you did say the one tiny, and for a lot of people this is just going to be a non-issue, drawback that you found so far is, despite what they're showing in the pictures, that really doesn't want to stand on edge on it, then, does it?
Actually, it does.
Okay.
What happened is I have a Nautilus tank with the metal tank on it, so it's really heavy, and it really kind of it'll stand there, but it kind of falls over every once in a while because it's such a top heavy thing. But I put on like a regular like Pro Tank 2 or a Cardo tank, it'll stand up just fine. Comes with the micro USB and a wall wart. Just a great freaking little mod. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And I used to watch Smokey use this stupid thing all the time too. And I would make fun of him, like, why you got that stupid thing? You got the NA30 mod. I'm like, he's like, I love it. It's got 4,000 mod, lasts me all day. I'm like, there's a lot to be said with a lot of battery. And it's got the top firing button, so it looks like an explosive device. And you just carry it with you. You can throw it in your purse or keep it in your pocket or whatever. It's going to last a long time. And I just think it's neat. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't buy it earlier, but I think they're cool. You can buy a gold one for your tooth.
Does it last longer than the Beast, Joe?
That must be Nitro asking that question.
No, this is Odd Vape.
I don't own a Beast.
Oh, okay.
And I would say most definitely, only because on the Beast you're going to be sub-ohming. And if you're sub-ohming, the Beast, I think the Beast is dual 26650. Yeah, because like I said, nobody's vaping a Beast box for 3 days. It's just not happening, not at least on the same set of batteries.
Alrighty. So the Groove 2.
Yep.
And we showed blue and gold. Let's talk about something else that came out in blue and gold this week. Now, this is the one bottom feeding, well, I shouldn't say bottom feed, that kind of makes you think I'm talking about a Rio or something. Gravity fed rebuildable atomizer that I haven't tried. These colors might just make a change that. Is what I'm trying to say. This is the Typhon GT styled atomizer. Now I like my K-Funs. I like the Russian. I'm a big fan of the Fogger. So I'm hearing great things about this one. As with the others in that type, great flavor, ease of build, because as you can see in the picture here, the deck stands up above and it's easy to access, really easy to get at. Somebody gave me a great tip today, and I want to share it with you guys. For those of you who are like me, one of the drawbacks of these is the airflow. I always seem to want more than I get. Now, so the latest foggers are better, but they're telling me if you grip this tiny little metal tube that's inside the insulator with pliers, you can pull it out, and it opens up that airflow a great deal. Yay! So now I'm kind of like, well, maybe I need to get my hands on one of these. Now, understand, there is a drawback to that. One of the bonuses of having that there is if juice does get on the deck, it's not immediately going to go down your air hole because that sits up a little higher. So make sure your build is wicking properly. That is to say, it's not under wicking. You're getting enough juice to feed that coil, but it's not over wicking either, which is when you get that juice building up on the deck and wanting to drop down the air hole. So, having said all that, now they're available in, I'm featuring the gold and the blue, but there is also a black finish on this, and our link will show you all of the options in the colored Typhons. So I'm starting
to think blue is becoming popular. For a while everything was black, PVD, black PVD, blah blah blah. I'm starting to see a lot more blue start hitting. When I first saw the blue Tobe, I'm like, okay, and now the blue Tugboat came out. I'm like, oh, okay, and now we got the blue Typhon coming out. I'm like, uh-oh, it's starting to trend, and you're gonna start seeing, a lot of things coming out in blue. Even that, Blue Nemesis came out and all that stuff. So I think that's kind of cool.
Well, while we're talking about plated finishes and colors, it was the blue that really got you excited, but some folks are getting pretty excited about the black finish on these. We introduced these a little while ago, the steampunk styled mechanicals, and now they've come out with the one with the black finish. Now, this one looks great. But I did find it priced higher than the other ones. So I wanted to let you see all of the colors. You'll find that the link in the blog post takes you to all of them so that you can compare the finishes and the prices. Because I wanted you to be aware of all your options.
I think my favorite of them all is brass. That's the last one on that list.
Yeah.
Because I love how it has that kind of black undertone.
Yeah, the antiquing in it, and that really makes the detail pop. I like that as well. So, but at least this way you can see all your options. Now this does have copper contacts, and now I'm drawing a blank. I've got to check myself because I looked at so many things today and I can't remember if this one actually has. It is the magnetic switch. You knew exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to double check before I said it, but thanks, Joe. So.
Yeah, and there's actually one review of the copper, the brass one, and they're saying it's great. So give it 5 stars. So, and hey, I mean, this is not, it's steampunky. Let's not, there's not like somebody went out and handcrafted a steampunk mod here, but for the price, and I like the gear finish on it. I think it looks cool as hell. And a variety of colors. So anything you want, they have steel, they've got copper, they've got brass, they've got black, they've got, anything as far as the finish you want, they're going to have. They don't have a blue one yet. I'm sure it's coming. But,
well, I don't know. In the steampunk, that might, I don't know about that, but you never know. They've surprised us before with all kinds of strange things. So.
I really know. So now, I have something that isn't, well, it's not a deal. It's more about availability.
Okay.
And again, from the same vendor, again, Mad Vapes. These are legit DNA 30 boards, the DNA 30Ds. Everybody's, we're waiting for these to, we go to Evolve, we go to a lot of places, and they're still sold out. Here, with the coupon code, you're going to get them for $47.49. But you're also going to get the USB chip board with it too, which is usually missing. When you buy the chip, this is usually all you get is the chip. We're also including the USB board. Now, why is this great? I mean, you could get a Qi DNA for $27. Well, some people feel very secure buying an Evolve board. Great. Now, the advantage to this is you go and you buy this. Then you go and buy the HANA clone enclosure from Fastpack. And now you have yourself a legit DNA 30 for under 60 or 70 bucks. That's the advantage to this, because you're going to have the real Evolve chip with a fantastic housing. I mean, these copper housings are fantastic. You get everything too in the housing. You get the buttons and the wire, everything you need. And all you need is some soldering skills, and you got yourself a legit DNA 30 that would retail for 150 bucks. And you don't have to use that housing. If you are a mod maker yourself and you're looking for DNA 30 boards, there you go. There's a good source, and use coupon code ECF5 off, and it brings it down to $47.49, and they're in stock. So for those of you who are looking for real boards, there they are.
Alrighty. Well, we have 10 minutes left to the bottom of the hour, and we have a giveaway to do.
You have another deal you want to do first?
Nope.
Are you done?
I'm done.
You're done.
I am.
Done. Okay. Well, so let me preface this a little bit. We're going to be giving away the DNA 30 Vapor Shark 18650. Now, I want to let you know, I get pissed off when people only offer deals. I mean, not deals. Giveaways to a specific country. I will ship this DNA anywhere in the world. I don't care where you live. You can live in Botswana, in front of a dung fire. I don't care. It's getting shipped to you. So anywhere in the world, and here, let me pull it out. You will get you will get this one right here. Now it looks kind of funky, but that's just plastic wrap over the box. These are actually really, really nice. Now these come with the charger and the mod and instructions. These are $189. So now explain, Tiger, how you're doing this for people who just joined.
All right. Well, what we're doing is, as I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, we've used a Google form that populates a Google spreadsheet with all of the entries. Each entry has a line number in that spreadsheet. So what we're doing is, you'll notice I've changed the minimum to 2 because the top line of the spreadsheet is the headers. It tells me the timestamp, the username, and so forth. So the first entry is actually line 2, and at this moment we have 2657 entries, so I'm going to include that there. We're going to generate a number, and then I'm going to find the line number and the lucky vapor that corresponds with that line number. So,
All right.
we ready?
Sure.
All right, let's generate a number. 2234. All right, give me a moment while Joe talks, and I will find.
Now listen. So we're going to be giving away one a week for 5 weeks. And what I'll do is whoever wins this will be out in the mail on Monday. If you live in the United States, you will have to sign for it. For some reason, I have a problem doing anything signature international for some reason. If it goes international, I will send it priority flat rate envelope because it's only $19 anywhere in the world, basically, and you'll get it quicker than if I was to ship it first class. Those things take forever. And be sure to, if you guys haven't join Vaping Underground, get your butt over there, enjoy the conversation. We have some really great content going over there. And
all right, well, I have good news. While you've done that, I have found the winner, and I have double checked to make sure it's not a duplicate entry, so it is in fact a legal entry. Congratulations to VapeTart. VapeTart, that is our winner, and we will be contacting them on the Underground by private message and to award their prize. So congratulations, VapeTart, the first Vapor Shark winner.
Okay, now let me go in here. Let me just see if there's an easy way for me to find a vapor. No, it's not. I'm gonna have to go through every member, aren't I?
Oh no, you're not, because I will send you the direct link, because I can do that.
You can send me the direct link to their username?
I sure can. I'm going to go to your profile right now, and I'm going to start a conversation, and I'm going to send you their username.
Oh, perfect.
Here you go. Oh, and I'm going to spell it right too, so that we can even find the person. So that is the name that was on, and we'll just call this winner number 1.
Excellent.
VaporShark. Okay, now start a conversation. Boop. There we go.
Now, I'll tell you something. Some interesting things that can happen here on Vaping Underground, if you didn't know. You can start private messages between multiple people. This is what I love about the software. We use Inforo. You can tag people in posts like you can in Facebook. So there's a lot of neat little things that you can't do on vBulletin that I noticed you could do on Zenforo, at least easily. And I think it's just a great forum software, and I think it's going to be. Let me check my message. Oh, there it is. Number 1.
And you know what? I have actually done the search for that username, and it doesn't exist. So somebody.
Are you kidding?
I'm not. I wish I was kidding. Somebody has given us a mistaken username.
Oh, see, there you go. This is why.
So I'm going to search by their real name and just see if I can find them by that.
Well, if they don't have a real name, if they don't have a valid username. Let me see. Let me go into the admin section and see if there's somebody with that kind of name at all.
Alrighty.
And then I can cross-reference.
Can you search by email address?
And
in the member?
Let me see.
Yeah, it's critical that you be a member of the Vaping Underground and that you use your existing username.
There's nobody. That uses the name. All right, let me see advanced search.
Okay, I'm going to
Yes.
send you the entire user record on that one, okay?
Their email address would be perfect.
All right, well, you'll have that in just 2 seconds. Okay.
Sit tight, people. We may have a reroll here.
We may. Okay, there is the entire...
All right.
Oh, it flowed together, Joe. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
For
It's
some
fine.
reason, it didn't parse. Let me just separate out the email address by itself. Okay, there you go.
All right, I'm looking for it. Okay, let's see if there's this person. Email and search. There's nobody with that email address.
Oh, we had a non-member forget to join before they entered, so I guess we re-roll, do we?
Yes, we have to re-roll.
All right, let me remove that entry from...
Everybody's like, yay, he lost!
I know, I feel terrible, but I mean, I don't know how we could have made the parameters of the giveaway any clearer. Okay, all right. So let's resort, and I guess, you know, in a way, there's a little bit of a bonus because if somebody still hadn't signed up, they got a couple extra minutes to do that. And all right. And it looks to me like a couple took advantage of that because one took advantage of that because I removed one name and one has been added. So
it's so suspenseful, isn't it?
It is. It is. Okay, so here we are. We're still working at a minimum of 2, a maximum of 2657, and we will regenerate a number 917, a much earlier winner. So let me double check that this is a legitimate entry, and we'll go from there. I know, right?
Let me check out what people are saying in the room while you're looking.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's see here. No, everybody's just pretty much like cross fingers.
All right. This time, before I announce a name, I'm going to check that they actually are a member. And they are a verified VU member. Congratulations, VU Man.
All right, awesome.
VU Man. So
all right, VU Man, we're gonna hit you up on Vaping Underground. I'm sure the chances of 7,000 being in here, it's possible, but we're gonna hit you up on Facebook. I don't know. Now, Tiger, do we give them a time limit to respond? Like, do we give them a week? I mean, like, or do they just have an infinite amount of time? I mean, when do we?
Well, Joe, I'd say you're the head honcho. You call it. I think there should be some statute of limitations because if a prize is just going to hang unclaimed forever, we should give somebody else a shot at it. What's a reasonable time?
So I'm going to say a week is more than enough time to check a message on Vegan. So from done deal to done deal. If you haven't responded to our message, within, I mean, that's plenty of time. And plus, you get an email when when you're messaged, you get an email that when you signed up, letting you know that that you've won. So, VU will automatically generate an email letting you know there's a new conversation. So we're going to give you 1 week. If you haven't claimed it in 1 week and gave us your address to ship it out, you forfeit. I mean, I think that's fair, right? Does everybody in the room think that's fair? A week? Sounds like 90 seconds.
Outback Blackjack, whoa, is suggesting that we pick a runner-up each week as well. Now, I'm thinking just extend it by a week. Next week, we'll just re-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do. Because you know what? A runner-up's cool, but the idea of it kind of like, I don't know. It dashes the hopes of the poor runner-up. You know, when the guy claims it. So I'm gonna go here. There it is. Number 1 Vapor Shark.
That fat top hat. In all fairness, it doesn't really matter what order you do it in, but we want to see that your username is identical to that which you signed up with for the giveaway. So I strongly suggest you create your VU membership first and then just cut and paste your username so that you know that it is exactly the right username. Now, you're concerned. What I suggest is go to the thread about this giveaway and draw my attention to your username. Leave the question there. I kid you not, people, I have read every response to that thread and responded where necessary. I don't intend to stop. So the fat top hat, respond to that thread, draw my attention to your username. I will check the database to ensure that your entry is there and legit. Now, if there is a problem, I will send you a private message so we can talk about other ways to identify you out of the public eye. Your username is the one that shows up in the URL when you go to your profile. Well, Tyler, actually, your username shows up on every post that you post. It is your identification at the forum.
That is correct.
No, Latin Lady, we don't require that people are in the room because in all fairness, we have members of VU that are from all over the world. So we have no idea what time it might be for somebody. Even for the people joining us from East Coast right now, it's late. I don't expect everyone to be up watching in the room. We will do the draws during Done Deal and announce it here, but we will give them that week to respond. They don't need to be in the room tonight to claim their prize. Now, Railslave is asking how to change the username in the underground. I've seen that question now twice tonight. And
you'll have to contact an admin to do that.
Okay, and if you do that, understand that if you've entered already, I won't know your new username. So you'll need to contact me and I will update your entry if you contact me. So there you go.
So Tiger, I'm gonna I'm just gonna
No, past tubs do not include the numbers. Just include whatever shows up under your picture when you post at VU. Okay, Railplay, you can't change it. An admin has to change it for you.
Correct. Tiger, I've emailed him, I've sent him a private message, and I've also put you in the conversation, just because you're doing the list.
Alrighty, excellent. Thank you. That's right, it's me, Tony. Contact an admin or leave a post in one of the help forums that's most geared to your concern, and someone will be able to help you with that. I'm just looking at the help topics.
Yeah, I even think there's a name change thread somewhere. Let's see here. Let's search for it. I believe there's a name change thread somewhere. Floating around here. Change name or something of that nature. I remember seeing it unless it was closed after
After one was dealt with, yeah. Yeah, sorry, zoning out a little here. I'm trying to help find that as well.
Oh, here it is. Found it.
Found it? Excellent. There we go.
I'm going to put the post in the room for those who need it. It's a sticky post. For those of you who want your name changed.
Drip, drip, drip. Found it first.
All right. Now, if anybody has any non-vaping underground related questions, well, I guess you can ask vaping underground questions. But
ask away. We will run a little late to take your questions because we like you. Yep, Silver Zero, that's exactly right. There's no replying to that thread. The reply to thread giveaway is for the Provaries and Vapor Sharks that are from VaporJoe's blog. This giveaway is for the Vaping Underground Vapor Sharks, and it's the Google Doc is your entry.
Carrie K, hey Joe, when is Vapor Beast getting the Aerotank Turbo? Sometime this month. I cannot wait until they get that bad boy. It's basically a giant that takes 2 heads instead of 1, so you can have basically a quad coil fill-in vape. They said by mid-month, towards the end of the month. So as soon as it goes live, I'm freaking getting one. So trust me, they'll be up on VaporJoe's. I can't wait for it myself.
Jody Harley, I am very, very confused by your comment. You're saying this is the first giveaway of 5 tonight. Tonight was the first, and I was the last to enter, and my number was 514, so I'm confused about where you pulled the names. First of all, I think you're confusing the 2 giveaways again, because, and that still doesn't explain the 514. It's in a spreadsheet that no one has access to. You can't possibly know your number.
I think what she's saying is she's number 514 who replied to the post saying thank you.
Oh, in the thread, I understand. Okay, that explains it right there. And the comment from our other user, and I'm sorry, I think it was Silver Zero, has already explained that. It's not the thread that is where the names are coming from. When you filled out the Google Doc, it sent all of your information into a Google spreadsheet and gave you a brand new line. Each new entry is a brand new line, and that's where the numbers come from. WX Woman, go to the thread on VU that announces it. Joe has it highlighted in yellow at the top of every page, and leave me a message. I will check for you to ensure that you are entered and let you know if you're not.
There's the thread.
No, posting on the thread is not an entry. The instructions are very, very clear.
Yeah, I made the mistake of doing these 2 giveaways concurrently. You can blame me for this because VaporJoe's was doing a whole summer's worth of giveaways, and that is the one you replied to the thread to. Tiger decided to do it differently and more efficiently for this particular giveaway, where you fill out a document. So it's actually kind of cool because one you reply to the thread, and one you fill a Google Doc, and you won't confuse. I was thinking you wouldn't confuse the 2, but apparently people are getting confused. But basically, you reply to the one on VaporJoe's for the VaporJoe's one, and you fill out a Google Doc for the Vaping Underground one. Thinking it would have prevented confusion, I think it actually causes more than anything. But still, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it.
Now, do be careful about duplicate entries, because the only way I'll find your duplicate is if you warn me that you think there is one. So then I will go looking for it. But you have to understand, as of tonight, there's well over 2,600 already. I can't comb through it looking for duplicates unless you tell me who I'm looking for. So if you fear you've got a duplicate, ask in the thread. I will check. I'm following that thread every day, and I'll let you know. But don't risk being in there twice and disqualifying yourself, because we want everybody to have a fair shot. So.
That's right.
All right. So was there any other questions? Okay, Dark Raven, I will find it after the show.
All right, guys. Well, the time is almost quarter to 3 in the morning, East Coast time. I will see you all, not this week, but next week. I mean, not next week, but the following week on Done Deal. I don't know if Tiger's going to be running Done Deal alone next week. Not sure, but it's her prerogative. She may want to bring on another person, or just do it solo. She's more than welcome to give away Vapor Shark, unless she wants me to wait. For me, I will be at Vapapalooza next week, so I will not be broadcasting at all. It's going to feel weird not broadcasting at all.
Vlad sorry, Joe, I just want to answer this question, asking if we can duplicate the VU username and line number to another Google Sheet and make it viewable. It's an interesting idea, Vlad. I will look into that, and then you guys, not only it's some accountability, you guys can see what's going on, but you can also, I guess, if you're really patient, want to read all the names, you can check for yourself. I'll look into that. I'll let you know.
Yeah. I wouldn't see why not. I mean, maybe we could post an Excel sheet or something.
Yeah, I can't post the whole sheet. It wouldn't be fair. There is information in there that can't be shared, but I'll see what I can do about just the username.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to share, Joe?
No, not really. I bought some new pillows on eBay. No.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Done Deal here on Nova Broadcasting, and hopefully, Tiger will see you next week, or we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Alrighty. Well, have a good night, everybody. Vape on, vape strong.
Thanks.